Welcome to WKP. Today we're going to be doing a forecast on Category 1 Hurricane Nick. But before we do, take a look at the gospel message in the description. As you can see, Hurricane Nick is about to make landfall in Texas. I would expect landfall to occur in the next hour or 2 hours. Hurricane Nick doesn't look very symmetrical, obviously, but Hurricane Nick will likely cause some high winds and especially a lot of rain for portions where he's going to be affecting. So, peak surge from Port O'Connor to around High Island, we could be seeing around 3 to 5 feet for those areas. So, do keep an eye out on the storm surge. I don't think it'll be extremely bad, but 3 to 5 feet is still quite a bit of storm surge, so we need to keep an eye out on that. U.S. rainfall potential. Okay, this is something very, very important we need to keep an eye out on. Take a look at all this amount of rain. That's quite a bit of rain. That's around 6 to 10 inches of rain. And now the latest track is showing that this storm is going to stall over Louisiana like it was originally forecast. So as you can see, we're going to see a higher amount of rain moving into Louisiana. And I honestly think we'll see higher rainfall totals than what is forecast here. So we do need to keep an eye out for flash flooding. So the flash flooding potential is also very high. As you can see, there is a flash flood. There's a high chance of flash flooding in that area in the pink, and there's a moderate chance of flash flooding all the way to around New Orleans, even up to around Slidell. We could see a high or a moderate chance of flash flooding, and honestly, I think that high chance of flash flooding will move to around Lake Charles because we're seeing that there's a possibility for some high rainfall totals in those areas. So as far as hurricane force winds go, who will experience hurricane force winds? Portions of Texas will experience hurricane force winds as this thing moves on in. Plenty of areas will be experiencing tropical storm force winds, and I honestly think tropical storm force winds could even expand into Louisiana, because as we can see, the wind field on this looks pretty large, so it looks like the wind could expand into some of those areas, but hurricane force gusts are definitely possible as this thing is making landfall. Even if you're not in an area where there could be hurricane force winds, I really think hurricane force winds could expand from the center of this thing. So it is possible to see some hurricane force wind and hurricane force gusts. Now, here's the wind speed probabilities. As you can see, 90% chance of tropical storm force winds all the way from around Houston to Galveston Bay. As you can see, even around a 20 to 30% chance of tropical storm force winds well into Louisiana. So it's possible we could see some tropical storm force winds in those areas. Hurricane force wind speed probability, there isn't any right now, but I do believe it is probable we could see some hurricane force winds where the landfall of this storm is going to occur. Let's take a look at the official cone for this thing. As you can see, a very, very large wind field. There is I think that is a hurricane warning. Yes, we have an official hurricane warning in effect for portions of Texas. We also have tropical storm warnings expanding all the way to around the Texas-Louisiana border. So one thing that we need to keep an eye out with this cone is, which is really bad, is the storm is going to stall over Louisiana. And the problem with that is it could drop a lot of rain by doing that. So that's something that we'll need to keep an eye out on in the coming days. So please stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching. This has been WKP.